Yeah, I mean, no
It's tough,
NCAA, they definitely get bummed out.
but we will have the bowl games start this weekend, so we gotta
Yeah, we could do that this week. We gotta lock that in.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll lock in our whole thing. Honestly, we can just do it on um. I mean, we could do it on our own, but we can like throw all our picks up. I mean, not.
On
We
ESPN.
could just we could just go through it on the this week's later in the week episode.
Yeah, we could do that on Thursday, and
Might
then
as well.
I'll just have my dad do his on paper because we,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get me to go on
That
ESPN about
guy
that
ain't. There's
shit.
no way he has to log into anything.
No.
Not a chance in the world.
He's gonna do it on DuckDuckGo. It's gonna be some sort of, can't
Mhm.
use these cookies, and not gonna do that. But man, how was your weekend? What did we get up to?
Honestly, pretty standard weekend.
Huh?
Um, what did I do? That's a great question. Nothing.
There you go.
Nothing
Oh,
really. Worked out. Oh,
buddy.
went to the movies on
Mhm.
Saturday. Saw the new little animated drip, The Boy and the Heron. Pretty solid. Um, I always like those movies. A little Studio Ghibli vibe. It was the director's last. This was his last hurrah. I think he's like 82 or something.
Jeez.
This was his last movie. They basically just put out bangers, honestly. I think it hit number one
Oh
in the
shit.
U.S. for the weekend.
It's not a
So
slouch.
doing pretty good. I liked it. Definitely not like um my favorite
Hmm.
from the bunch. I put it like there's like 12 of them that I've watched. I'd put it like mid, but it's still like I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 still. Like they're all pretty much bangers most of the time.
Okay. I've never seen any of his
Yeah, so it
work,
was a
so
good little vibe. It's just like a that's when you put on, man, and you just vibe out. Just vibe
okay.
out and chill.
Okay.
Just let it take over.
Okay. So I was gonna say, could it like work where you play into the Spider-Verse at the same time as watching it and you're just fully
You're fully immersed. But the music is good in these movies though, so I might just let the music rock out.
okay. So it's
Very
got
peaceful. Peaceful vibes. Yeah.
it's all you need.
And the voice actors were I saw it in English, so it's Japanese and
Oh, you didn't see it dubbed?
I didn't see it. I saw it dubbed. I
Okay.
saw it in English, but it's Japanese technically.
Gotcha.
Let me see who was
Why didn't you have Corb go through with you? He could have
I know,
translated.
honestly. Let me find the who was okay, yeah. So like in English, like Robert Pattinson was in it,
Oh
Christian
shit.
Bale, Willem Dafoe, Dave Bautista, Florence
What?
Pugh, Mark Hamill, like banger cast.
Yeah.
Banger voice actor cast. Yeah, so that like they always do it. Christian Bale does a lot of these, honestly.
Just like
A lot of
quick
these
cash for him or what?
yeah, pretty much. And I think he likes the movie, so he like wanted to like get involved in like the English voice stuff, so
Okay.
yeah, good little vibe though.
Okay. Hey, that's
Anyone's
not
got a
a
spare and it's not too long, boom, 2 hours. It's not like one of these like almost pushing 3 hour type of things. Just like get in, do your thing, get out.
okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Man. Man, I had a little chill weekend too. I went Saturday, went and put up the Christmas lights at my parents' house, which
Mhm.
was good little experience. It's pretty funny. You know my neighbor comes across the street, the guy just starts talking about the 49ers and all
Yeah,
this and
sure.
that. And so it's the funniest shit because like you can see me like I'm putting up lights and all this, untangling the little icicles and doing my thing while talking to him. And I know like just useless football information. Like I know stats about every team. It doesn't help you, but I know them. And so we're talking with this my neighbor, and he's like, "Oh, so you like the 49ers because you know their stats?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." Well, what do you mean?
Fuck those
I'm
guys.
like, I can't stand the Niners. He's like, wait, wait, wait. He's like, so you know the quarterback, you know the running back, you know the receivers, you know the defense, you know the coach, you know the scheme. Why don't you like him? Like, what the hell? And I just started busting laughing. I'm like, you know what?
Like, buddy, I know that about all of the teams, so like
Yeah.
that ain't they're not special, trust me.
It like blew his mind. Like, what do you mean you don't like him? I'm like, I hate him. Okay. Hate the Niners.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, are you a Rams fan? I'm like, yeah. Oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm like, you didn't. And I think I was wearing like a
You didn't
Rams
bother to
hoodie.
ask.
Yeah, I was like,
You
that shit was
idiot.
funny. And then later on that night, went on a date night with my girl and
Yep.
went to mini golf. Got the win.
Okay.
I will tell you, at the putt-putt, there was some windy conditions, like, we were
Really? Even
having
for putt-putt?
oh,
Wow.
it was right on the side of the freeway, man, and you're
Yeah.
just
Is
got a
that the one
couple
down the
holes.
605?
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
over in
Oh, yeah.
Anaheim, the
Oh,
little,
yeah.
Camelot.
Yeah. That sounds
Yep,
about right. Or
and you gotta go
I guess it's technically you're on the 5 at that point.
yeah, you're right, yeah.
605 to the 5? Yeah.
It's, like, right by it, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, if you go there, you gotta at least have one little adult beverage before you go in, so you're just feeling
Of course.
locked and ready to go, but great little weekend, then watched, some good football,
Yep.
chilled around, and then, man, just a lot of shit happened tonight, I'll say that, like, it was just crazy. So, for those who hadn't been following through, I have a fantasy football team that is the worst. We were on pace to have the worst season of all time. We were trying
Still
to
probably are.
still probably are.
Well
Um,
enough.
we did just a little better than what was it, the 2009 Lions? Went 0-16, I think it was.
I think that sounds right. One of
Uh,
those Lions teams. And the
yeah.
Browns did it too recently, no?
Yeah, yeah, they did,
Sort
they
of
did.
recently. Like
So
around that same time period.
we were kinda chasing the wrong records is what we were doing. We were not
Yeah.
shooting for the stars, we're shooting for the floor.
Yeah.
Um, and so to put it in perspective, my number 1 pick was Justin Jefferson, so that should let you know just a
Yeah.
lot of emotions going down, but so I'm watching tonight, it came down to, Reed versus A-Chain. A-Chain? Did he say which one he wanted? I
I
think
think
it
he
was
wants A-Chan.
A-Chan?
I think
Okay.
officially that's what he's going with.
Well, he didn't win tonight, so he's getting whatever he gets.
Fair. That's fair.
So I needed Reed to put up a big game for me. He gives me 20, but in the midst of trying to watch the game, I put on a load of laundry like you're supposed to, and I got that old
Oh,
school
no.
Maytag. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I go over and check it. Not only did one of the legs fall off, two of them fell off.
Oh, no.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing going. I'm like, you know what? I just got called the big gun. So I call my dad. He comes over. We get this thing, put the legs back on, and come to find out there's just some shit wrong with it.
Mhm.
We're gonna take it apart tomorrow, but I'm in the midst of doing all that, figuring out what I'm gonna do with that, figuring out where I'm gonna get all this other stuff, and then I trying to check the game in between,
Yep.
and then come back to a nice victory. So I had to pop a nice victory beer,
Oh, yeah. It was huge for you.
just tastes sweeter.
Basically, those of you that don't know, our league, there's 12 teams, 6 make the playoffs. 5 of the teams were clinched, me being one of those 5. So there were 5 teams mathematically fighting for 1 spot,
One spot.
and it came down to a lot of Monday night games. Like, I just wanna look and see, like,
Did
every
Hopkins get
there
started? Didn't he start him?
no, it was the other guy that was
He
starting
started
him.
break.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I'll break the whole thing down.
Bet.
So that we had 5 teams that were 6 and 7, and our tiebreaker is, points scored, like, throughout the season, which wasn't gonna come into effect. Basically, one of the teams was 6 and 7, was going against me. I had nobody left, but I was up by a lot. He had Mostert, the Dolphins kicker, Jordan Love, and the Green Bay defense. So it got a little close at the end with Mostert garbage time. But at that point, even if he would have won, the guy who's going to make the playoffs had more points than him because they were going in. The guy I was playing had 5 more points than the guy who got in now, but he ended up scoring 20 more. So the points wouldn't have mattered. Then the next game it was another 6 and 7, even matchup. One guy had Waddle, other guy had Hopkins. The whole day, apparently, Hopkins wasn't gonna start, was gonna start. They were gonna
Also,
drop him
yeah.
for Burks. I'm like, what are you even saying? That doesn't even make any sense. He's like, just wait on it. Obviously, didn't happen. Obviously, Hopkins had the game of his life because people were probably talking shit. Put it in the air, and then so that guy lost in tragic fashion. Then we go on to basically, these are the 2 matchups that sealed it. We had How About That versus Stiff Armed and Dangerous. 6 and 6 versus 6 and 6. The thing about How About That is he has scored a lot of points, so his tiebreaker basically was he had more than 150 points scored than everybody else. All he had to do was win, and he would have got in. And he was up by 8 points, but the other guy had Saquon Barkley and took him down. So the guy that won that matchup is in, but he's only in because it truly came down to Caleb's Casa 0-13 takes down 11 men on grass because Jaden Reed outplays A-Chan and you won 141 to 135. So basically, if that guy would have beat you, he would have
It's
been
the
in,
playoffs.
but you took him down, and then how about that went down? Fairies of Neverland went down,
Down,
Dogs went down, and then
down.
you're sitting there and Stiff Armed and Dangerous is walking away like, "Wait a second.
How did
I
I
did
make
it?
it?
How did I get here?" He was the guy out of the 5 people, he had the worst odds because he needed everyone else to lose,
And it happened.
and it happened. So there you go. It's looking like for the playoffs, it's gonna be, um, Gabagool Street Meat has a bye. A. Mendez has a bye. It will be Najee Germany versus Team Jake Della round 1.
Oh,
That's
that'll
gonna
be
be that'll
electric.
be good, and then it's Stiff Armed and Dangerous versus D-Gen Rookie on the other side of the bracket. Winner of Najee Germany and Team Jake Della plays Gabagool Street Meat. Now, those of you who don't know who Gabagool Street Meat is, him and Jake Della are brothers, so it's on me to take down the brothers 1 round at a time. And if I do, then I go to the chip. That's what it's looking like. That's not, like, confirmed. I don't know if, like,
Yeah,
lowest seed like, if I'm
goes to 3rd
definitely gonna
seed.
play if I beat him or if lowest seed will end up playing. We'll see how it works out, but there's a world where I gotta take down
Both
both of the
Dellas.
Della brothers back-to-back weeks.
Dude, if
It's gonna
Tyreek
be
Hill is
electric.
hurt, you got a chance.
I know.
What
I
okay, I saw him get pulled down. What really happened though? Like,
I think he
he
just got rolled up on. I don't know
and
if it
he
was his
just
ankle, but
done?
then he came back in and caught 2 passes,
Yeah. So
and
what
then they
what
just took him out again.
is it just precautionary? Like, hey, we just don't wanna.
Maybe, but probably should have had him in, you might have won.
Mhm.
So, there you go. I hope he's out, that would help.
Yeah, that'll help your chance a lot. That'll be exciting to watch. You'll probably get some Fugays with the Josh Allen just masterclass because they're fighting for the playoffs, and
Yeah.
that's a
I'll
task.
have Dak against Buffalo, we'll see. Looks like the weather should be okay. Need
Mhm.
Kyren Williams to
He's
give
been
me
doing his thing.
I
He
need
has
him to
been.
go off. That's what I really need in my life. And I need Njoku to keep
Dude,
he's
he
doing it
went to
for
the
me right
well.
now. I went to the well and he delivered.
Does it just feel
I wish
jiggly?
this week was the playoff week because I would like I scored a lot of points. I
I
scored
didn't
the
even watch anybody's
3rd or
matchups.
4th. I scored top 4 amount of points, so it would have been nice, but you know, hey, made the playoffs.
Facts. Hey, you could keep riding with Footsteps Flacco and the Njoku connection. That's something.
I don't think I'm gonna make it in one of the Yahoo ones. I think I just lost, so I'm out. And then I beat you in the
Would you?
last week of the Yahoo one to go to 7-7, but I think I lose the tiebreaker and I'm gonna finish 9th, unfortunately. I took down Gabagool on a Sunday,
What are you gonna?
109 to 85. But it's not looking you
Sounds
did
about right.
play a kicker and you played the Raiders kicker and they scored 0 points. So
Yeah.
he didn't even have a chance out there.
No, we didn't. And if you look at my team, it was if Gus Edwards was on his run, we were good, and then Deontay Johnson said, "I'm not going to play football anymore," and it just all went downhill. It was on Baker Mayfield, and come on, I mean, that's asking too much of the guy.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
you can't have that.
no, but the good news is, try again next fall, see if we can get a little
Yeah.
better on our drafting strategy, and see what happens. But just excited, get one win for the boys over at the Casa. Just to see one go through the bucket.
Facts.
See it the whole week's progression.
Yeah,
I
see,
did
maybe you'll
say
make a little run through the consolation.
maybe I'd take that. I mean, I did say, I showed the boys. I put on the Tavon Austin,
Yeah.
highlight tape for the boys, and I think it paid off.
You have to
Uh,
get the boys buzzing somehow.
yeah, it was either that or giving out cocaine and I was told by the league that's
Well,
illegal. So
yeah, that might not slide.
well, hey,
Yeah,
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
you live and you learn.
Yeah.
We gotta get
So
them going somehow.
yeah. So I guess let's get into our picks for this week. It's
Let's see how we
bittersweet.
did.
Bittersweet. We were talking about it. There's no more NCAA like
I
top
know.
10.
There's
It's
nothing.
a sad deal.
I know. We'll have some picks for the bowl games, but
Right.
some of the bowls are just so shit. But we might as well pick all of them because we do it anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's playing. I
My
don't know
ass
what. I don't know who's coaching.
Yeah. Who really
Ah,
knows what's going on?
no one knows anything. You're just hoping and praying.
Yeah. Yeah. Just started off with an AFC matchup between the Browns and the Jags. I mean, if somebody said that they believe Footsteps Flacco's coming out and throwing for what was it? I know he threw for 3 touchdowns, but 311 yards, three
Yeah,
touchdowns.
that boy
Like
was cooking. I'm about to let me pull that up.
that was unreal.
Did he actually throw for 300? He threw for
311,
311. Wow.
and he's back on the practice squad.
Really? They bumped him back down?
They said that they have to contractually, and then but he's still gonna be their starter. So are they just gonna promote him every single game, or are you just gonna sign him?
I don't know. Because
True.
someone could technically take him before he clears waivers.
Yeah, the Jets should.
Oh no, they just got dropped 30 on the Texans. Maybe Zach Wilson's back.
Sure.
Did they go on a run? If they win next week, will Rodgers play?
I think he will. I'd love to see
Because
it.
they have a chance to go 9-8 and maybe make it.
Do you think has anybody done
It's
any
possible.
research on if Zach Wilson met up with any moms before this game? Is that the key?
He had to have done something.
Might have got his mojo back.
I mean, yeah, the way this AFC playoffs looking, like there's a lot of 7-6. Like, I don't know. I just don't know if 9-8 will get you in.
No, you're not wrong.
And the Jets, I don't really do they really have any tiebreakers over these teams? Like, I guess they have it over the Broncos, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they did beat the Bills, but they did lose to them, so I guess that's even. But like they lost to the Raiders, lost to the Dolphins, and they'll have a tiebreaker over the Texans now. The only unfortunate thing is they play the Dolphins next week, and the Dolphins will probably be in revenge mode since they just lost.
I don't know though if Tua is or not if Tua. If Tyreek is hurt, they look like a different team without Tyreek out there.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
Who
those
knows?
guys are just weird.
Because that I don't think the Titans defense is better than the Jets defense. I think the Jets defense
I'd
is
agree with that. Yeah,
top of the
maybe.
league. It'd be
I
interesting.
mean, we have had the Dolphins on fraud alert
Yeah,
basically the whole season. They have still yet to beat a team with a winning record.
right.
Like, it ain't good.
No, no,
Like,
that's a good point.
yeah, I don't know. Like, their last 3 games are going to be Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
That's where you're gonna
Like,
find out about their team.
I don't know if they really are going to make a run in the playoffs or not. But even with that loss, they are still, yeah, they're sitting at second in the AFC, which is crazy. Still, because Jags lost and Chiefs lost.
It's true.
AFC is just wide open.
It's very true.
Are the Browns
Venice,
getting in with Flacco?
I'd love to see it.
Is Footsteps about to lead them? 38-year-old Footsteps Flacco?
Dude. Footsteps just goes into the playoffs, makes a run, wild
That'd be
card.
pretty crazy.
I'd love to watch it. Tell you that. But
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it.
as you could see, we were doubting Flacco. Actually, we thought DTR was going to start. So, um, yeah, we both picked Jags. Trevor Lawrence looked good, but threw a couple picks, too many.
Yeah,
So, hey,
3, I think.
yeah, three is a lot of game for
Guy
that
was
guy.
just chucking it up.
Yeah, I think that's what
I
happens when
respect it.
you have a couple
Boy said,
shots.
"I'm back," and I'm just gonna I'm a
Just wreck the
launch.
thing.
Yeah, Jags, I think he's good though, so, like, it didn't seem like he was, like, super hurt, but that like, they're playing Ravens next week. That's gonna be tough. They got a chance to lose 3 straight.
They do.
Mm,
Cleveland keeps their winning streak, then you never know what happens.
I know, AFC's about to get real weird, and I
Yeah.
love it. I'm here for it.
Oh, I absolutely love every second of it. I love chaos in football.
Yeah,
Makes things so much better.
there's nothing better.
Um, Speaking of chaos, going down to Ravens-Rams,
Oh my gosh, I'll just let you.
I mean,
You wanna vent about it?
I'm not gonna Patrick Mahomes it.
Are you gonna vent about punt coverage? Because I'll let you.
I mean,
What are we
it is
doing?
what it is. I mean, I'd prefer not to see a kick to the middle of the field. That's for sure. I'd prefer a directional punt if we have a directional coverage. Um, but I more so looked at it as I'm very confident in the Rams making the wild card after this because if we just went to the best team right now in the AFC, arguably the best
Mhm.
team in the NFL, put up 31 on them, and then really had a chance to win it. A couple miscues late. I'm not really sure the delay of game that happened in the fourth quarter, like 3 minutes ago, didn't make sense in the game-winning drive potential. Um, and then in overtime, we had that same deal happen. So I'm not sure what's going on with that play call taking too long.
Yeah.
Um, Kyron Williams was doing his thing, got over 100 yards.
Yeah, he runs it
Cooper Kupp,
real well.
we got some guys. The offensive line did really, really well.
Mhm.
Like they're coming around. The young defense is getting a lot better, a lot stronger. AD is still AD. Um, just looking at the kind of stretch we have to try to make the wild card, and it's still a stretch, but Commanders, Saints, Giants, Niners. I mean, it's
I'm
pretty
I
doable.
feel like 3-1 is doable.
Yeah,
And if you're
absolutely.
3-1, you're 9-8, and I think that gets you in.
I think it does because we have the
Especially because 'cause you'll
tiebreaker over
beat the
Seattle.
Saints. Yeah, you won't have that Packers one, but
Well, no, because
ooh,
if we beat the Giants should beat the Packers.
yeah, but
So,
the
but oh,
first
head
thing is
to head,
head to
right?
head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it would have to be a three-way tie scenario, and maybe, like, there could be 4 teams at 9-8. I don't know what the hell will happen then. Like, I'm gonna let smarter people than me, try and figure, like, that algorithm out. But
Yep.
just, like, I just looking at it, I feel like 9-8 gets you there, and I just see 9 you just cannot throw one of these home games.
No, no, no. We have to take care of business.
And it's gonna be tough because it's a game on the 17th and a game on the 21st, like, that's a
Quick
you
turnaround.
are at home, but you can't throw. Like, it can't be just a fluky, like, Commanders threw it for 450 yards and, like,
Yeah.
Sam Howell just had one of those. You just can't let it happen. You gotta go 3 straight, and then if you lose to the Niners, so be it. I mean, they still might be trying to play hard for the number 1 seed at that point, so
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it looked like this team when we went to the Ravens, it looked like we were in that like playoff mode, I'll call it, where Stafford is dialed in.
yeah.
It just felt like the team was playing with that sense of urgency.
It basically you kinda are in playoff mode. Like,
Yeah, we have to
obviously,
win
you
out.
could lose, like, but it's kinda like if you were to win out, you control your own destiny. The only worry I have is, do they have it in do they got a 4-game stretch in 'em? Can the boys rally? Can the old
Yeah, the
guys,
boys.
like, can they get there? And then, obviously, once you get to the playoffs, it's dope. You're in the playoffs, like, are they just gonna be so, like, gassed that, like,
Yeah, they just
you're gonna have to go on the road to, like, Philly, and you're like, "Oh, shit. Well, okay. We made it to the playoffs." But maybe they have a run in them. I don't know.
I don't know. The hard part for me, and this is not just saying this because I'm a Rams fan, it's just football realism. When you have a team with this much experience and like Super Bowl experience, I feel like if you get them in the playoffs, you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. If they can keep
We'll
the
see.
young guys like Puka and
Oh,
Kyron
just
Williams going, like, those guys might have to start carrying.
yeah,
And they kinda
Robinson looks
have
like
been a
he's
little
taking
yeah, like
the Tutu role, and I'm okay with that.
yeah, they've been doing good. It's
Yeah.
just how consistent can they be, and it's looking good so far.
No, I agree with you. Like I said, I'm not gonna Patrick Mahomes it, but I would like to see a block in the back call when it's
It was
that's pretty bad
that
luck.
one was I watched that. I didn't see it I didn't, like, focus on it live, and then they showed the replay, I'm like, "Wait a second, my boy he just got flatlined."
Because I mean, it's not out of the question to say he probably at least slows him down if you're
I
not
think
taking
he
first down.
tackles him. I mean, I do at least.
I think so too. I think he makes the tackle. Um, Great play. I actually was kind of curious to hear. Did you did you see Zay Flowers touchdown to
Which
like
one?
to tie the game?
Maybe. Was there a controversy on that?
Yeah. So he caught it and then turns and just, like, drops it. Like, I can't
Oh,
remember
yeah, he
exactly
just,
what he
like,
did.
caught
It
it
was like
so fast and dropped it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think, like, those get weird because it's, like, obviously he caught it, but, like, I think it's just because
yeah,
nobody, like, caused him to drop it. Like, if somebody would've hit him,
yeah,
maybe, but, like, I think he just caught it so clean, boom, 2 feet, and he's like, "Ah, well, who gives they're gonna call it a touchdown, like, I'll drop this." Like, remember when they in the combine when they run the gauntlet,
yeah,
you,
yeah, he
like,
just
catch it and just insta drop it? Like, those are a little OD, but this kinda felt like that. He just caught it so clean, he was like, "Alright, shit, touchdown."
it could
Like,
be
peace.
it's so weird the rules, like, I was watching the end of the game with my dad for the, Giants-Packers game, and we were talking about that Packers play for where dude catches it, number 18,
Yeah.
and then the ball gets hit out of his hand, and, like, hearing the rule expert, like, "Well, okay, did he catch it? Yes. Okay, did he have 2 feet in bounds? Yes. Okay, did he hold it did he take 3 steps? Yes. Okay, was the time element there?" It's like, "Bro, what are the like, I
I'm
don't
like,
know
"Just
what
show
makes
it
a catch
in
anymore."
fast," and then they showed it in fast speed, and
He
then
drops
the guy was like, "Yeah, when you show it in fast speed, right, it's a drop." And I'm like, "Yeah, just, like, look at the play. We slow
Yeah,
it down and, like, was that second foot on the ground?" It's like, "Just show me it," and I'll be like,
yeah.
"Eh, I think he dropped that." And you can just move on, like, they make it so complicated.
No, I agree. Um, but just to kind of finish off that conversation for the Rams, even if we don't make the playoffs this year, I'm very confident as long as we keep our big 3. I don't think Stafford's done after this year. I think he's got a lot more football left. O-line's looking
Okay.
like we're getting into good shape. My big concern right now is Cup. His ankle's not looking
He's looking
great.
a little old
Yeah.
and slow, but he still makes those big catches.
No, he does. I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna be that, like you said, that big catch guy, so he'll, like, get us out of jail, but I think Puka's gonna become the workhorse.
Mhm.
AD still looks like a stud on the other side, so I'm not really worried about that, but,
Yeah, you
we keep
guys,
the team
depending on how
together.
the draft picks go, you might have to draft a receiver round 1. That might not be a bad idea.
No, and there's a lot of good receivers coming in the draft.
Yeah. It
Um,
wouldn't be the worst option.
I mean, Neighbors, Coleman might get to down to us for the first round, like, that'd
Yeah.
be something.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I guess, we could scroll down to Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah, tough
I
one.
can let you take this one.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think the Eagles necessarily played as bad as, like, people are making it out to be. I think they played worse in the Niners game. I don't think the defense was I don't think that they were that horrible. Like,
Right.
I think the offense really let them down. Like,
Sir?
3 fumbles in the Cowboys territory on drives. Like, so it's 30 to 13 before the, um, Devontae Smith, that kind of final nail in the coffin fumble happens.
Mhm.
Let's say there's 2 field goals and a touchdown on those drives. That's how many points is that? 13 points, and it's 30 to 26.
26. Yeah, you're in the
And you're
game.
like, "Hey, 1 stop, and we have a chance to win." Like, it's not as far obvious. Like, that I'm not saying that, like, the Cowboys aren't good. I'm just saying that it was more of, like, people are, like, calling for the coach's head
Yeah.
and, like, "Oh, the OC sucks." I'm like, "You can't make them not
Yeah.
like, they fumbled." Like, it was 3, 1 was punched out, Jalen got ripped out, like, they fumbled. It's like it's how it goes sometimes. If you have 3 fumbles on the road,
Probably not gonna win.
yeah, and then we still got a strip sack mixed in there, which was nice. That kinda, like, brought some life into the team. So I wouldn't that's why I'm kinda saying the defense didn't play horrible. I mean, first drive, they score and they throw a flag for a holding and then
Pick that thing
just
up.
decide to pick it up, which I'm like, "Okay, interesting." And then Jalen fumbles, and it's just the past 6 games have been like a calamity of errors in the first half to where you're always down at half, and eventually you're not just gonna win all the games when you're down at half, when you're playing good teams. Like, we made it work the first time against the Cowboys, then against the, Chiefs and Bills, but, like, eventually, you play enough good teams, they're gonna beat you.
Yeah,
Um,
makes sense.
but other than that, like, everyone's like, "Well, Gilmore clamped, like, AJ." Like, okay, 9 catches for 94 yards. I mean, he stripped him one time, like, cool, but that's not, like, clamps. That's just, like, he
Right.
punched the ball out. Like, everyone like, they just take it to the, like, extreme level. I'm like,
Yep.
at the beginning of the season, right? Say you're an Eagles fan. Obviously, Eagles fans are like, "Oh, we're going 17-0." So this stretch of games, right?
Yep.
Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Cowboys. If you if I said if I gave you that for the Rams and I told you you're walking away 3-2,
I'm super
sign
excited.
me up.
Yeah, give me that.
Sign me up right now. Like
Yep.
any team, really. Like obviously you want to try and win all of them, but if you go home against the Cowboys at the Chiefs, home Bills, home Niners at Cowboys, and you're like, yeah, we'll walk out of there 3-2. Sign me up and move me on to the last 4 games, which is at Seahawks, could still be tough, but then Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Yeah.
Sign me up. And it like you went out, you go 14-3 and you have a number 1 seed if the Niners have to lose one game, which they might. Maybe they won't. And if they don't, it's you're the number 2 seed and you get 2 home games. And then you might get a third in the NFC Championship game if the Niners were to lose.
Mhm.
So it's not all, you know. They have been
No.
playing like shit. Offenses have been playing bad. Like I would say the offense played worse in the Niners game. I don't think they necessarily like it wasn't like bad plays and like they weren't like, oh, it's 3rd and 7 and we don't pick up the first. It's like, oh, we're picking up first downs, big chunk plays, fumble, you know? So
Right.
I'm
No.
not as worried as other people are. Because honestly, if they went out, I had them going 13-4.
Yeah, you were pretty realistic about
So
it, so
like
this
that's a good but that's a good season. Like people are like, well, Eagles are frauds. I'm like, realistically, they'll probably end the year either 14-3 or 13-4. And if that's like bad and 2 of your losses are, you know, Cowboys and Niners, and then you had one to the Jets early on the road in like a rain game. I mean, geez, you've beaten the Bills and the Cowboys and the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Vikings have a winning record. Rams are on the rise. Obviously, they weren't the same team back then, but like you'll end up having a bunch of wins
No,
over
I think
teams with winning records.
yeah, I think when the Eagles and Rams played, I think we were, like, 3 and 2?
Yeah, 2-3, 3-2, like kind of
We were, like yeah, we were close, like, it
middle of the
wasn't
road.
yeah, we weren't 5-0,
That
but
game, no, they were because the
mm,
Eagles were 4-0, Rams were 2-2, so that put them under 500.
gotcha. Okay.
Um, and honestly, that was it was kind of the Rams' full team.
I thought we
Yeah,
were
because
missing
Kyron Williams was it was Cup had over 100 yards, Puka had 70 and a touchdown. Like it was pretty.
okay.
And then you guys started having the injury
That
bug
was
a little
okay, yeah.
mid-season, and that's when it kind of and then Stafford got hurt, and that's when it got bad. So like some good
Gotcha.
wins on the board. Chill out, Eagles fans. Like they were out in front of the, but that's Philly for you. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
they'll boo the shit out of them. But I will be worried if they go in like if they go into Seattle and win a close game. I won't be worried.
Mhm.
It's tough to go to Seattle and win.
Right.
If they go into Seattle and play like and lose like this again, then I will be worried. Like I want to look at Seattle's like at home. They lost that early game to the Rams,
Yeah.
but then other than that, their only other home loss
Niners.
is the Niners. So it's like it's not
They
like
take care of
they're
business up there.
yeah. So it'll be a tough game, but we'll see.
I
But
agree with
hey,
you.
how it goes.
Cowboys definitely played a great game. I
Yeah.
think the Eagles definitely set them up with a lot of turnovers.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just started laughing with the amount of flags that were picked up. I'm like, "How are we
3.
waving all these off?" I'm like, "I've never heard of this," but I mean, it is what it is. The big interest to me is this Cowboys team. I think they're similar to like we were talking about with the Niners, where they're front runners.
Mhm.
Um, they won a close game against the Seahawks, and I guess you could say against the Chargers, I'll give them that. But everything else, whenever they're in a close game, like
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to the Eagles 28-23.
Yep.
I just haven't seen this team in a close game for me to know, like, playoff wise, because I really doubt they're gonna run over people in the playoffs. I just don't see it. I don't see
And
many teams.
especially like it is like they still do not control their own destiny to win the division. That means they'll be on the road again in the playoffs, and the Cowboys are not as good
On the road.
on the road. They are very, very, very good at home.
Yeah.
But if they have to go to San Francisco again, or go to Philly, or go to Detroit, like That's where it gets tough. Like I know right now if you look at the standings, it'll show the Cowboys are winning the division. That's only because they have played um one more divisional game.
Right.
So they have 4 wins in the division. But when the Eagles play all their games, this is only if the Eagles win out. Even
Right.
if the Cowboys win out, Eagles will win the division because of
Mm,
how the tiebreakers work. I don't really know what goes into that. Common opponent. I'm not sure what the secondary tiebreaker is, but even for the Cowboys, like they're going into their gauntlet. So let's see how they do,
right.
right? They're going, they just played the Seahawks, beat the Eagles. Now they got to go at Buffalo, at Miami, home against the Lions. Like let's see if you go 3-0. If you do, then more power to you, but I bet you I would
I
not
don't
be surprised if they go to Buffalo and take a L.
Yeah. I could see Buffalo winning
I
that
could
game.
see them beating the Dolphins,
Yeah.
but going to Buffalo, I don't know, man.
The big question for me is if Micah Parsons is healthy enough for Buffalo. They're saying he had flu-like symptoms, so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're going to a really cold stadium, like, how are
Yeah,
you
we'll
gonna
see.
do in a cold environment? So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the Eagles will bounce back. I think they'll be fine. I do love seeing the overreactions every single week. Philly's such a great fan base because you guys are just so passionate. Just one week you're Super Bowl champs, the next week blow the whole thing up. So
Yeah, I mean, win 2 big games, like, this team will never lose. Lose 2 games. We're the worst team in the world.
they were frauds.
I'm like, "Okay, calm down a little." Like, everyone was like, "Wow, Packers are so good." Well, lose to DeVito. Like, it is a week-to-week business.
Vita.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Going up to the wagon that is in the NFC, Niners Seahawks. I mean, Niners took care of business.
Yeah, it was close for a little.
It
Or
was.
they tried to make it close.
Yeah, I just get a little sick and tired of hearing when we say that Brock Purdy isn't like an MVP guy, it's not saying that he can't run an offense. Saying I've watched quarterbacks be able the great ones are able to make stuff happen if the conditions aren't 100% ideal.
Uh-huh.
When I have seen this guy play without one of his weapons, I'm not saying 2 of them, I'm not saying 3 of them. He might not have Kittle, but he still has McCaffrey, he still got Ayuk, he still got Trent Williams, you know what I mean? Like, he still got a lot of weapons. Debo, he struggles. That's not saying he's not a good quarterback, he's just good with those players around him. So I'm just tired of hearing the narrative of, like, everybody's hating on Brock Purdy, just turn on the film and it'll show itself. It's like anyone can throw a screen pass behind the line of scrimmage, have a guy break 15 tackles. Like,
Yeah.
that's not anything crazy. He made
Facts.
some great throws in this last game, like the one to Debo over the top of
Mhm.
Jamal Adams. Great throw. But can we pump the brakes? Like, I just like I feel like there are a couple different
He's
quarterbacks you
doing what's
take
expected.
over him.
There's a lot of times where I've seen him, like, if someone gets in his line of vision or the
Yeah,
first boom, I'm at the back step on my drop, I throw it, and this guy runs the wrong route. Like, he is throwing it to spots.
yeah. He's
That's what
not
he
throwing it
does.
to the which
They
is
scheme
even a
it up,
crime.
and he's throwing to spots, which is fine. Like, that's
It
how
works.
Shanahan wants it. He wants you to just do the thing, I'll scheme it up. You're supposed to 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, and it's going to this spot every time. If boom, you see the safety go here, okay, instantly throw it. Like it's robotic almost.
Yeah,
But when it's someone else running the route or blocking left tackle or you know, they lose 3 straight. So
like if I told you, here's the conversation I have internally when someone says they're MVP quarterback wise. Are you the best quarterback in the league? I would rather have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. I guess I'd have to throw Dak in there right now because he's playing really good this year. But you know
mhm.
me, I need to see Dak in the playoffs. To be really confused with them, convinced with them. I'd still rather take Stafford over him. And I'm not talking longevity of a career. I'm talking about this year. Like
Yeah.
Lamar, I'm sure you got a couple that you'd be like, yeah, I'll take that
Um
guy.
I'll probably take Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Um who else? I can make a list.
Herbert isn't. I mean, this guy's catching the ball. They're looking pretty
I don't
good.
want Herbert on my team.
You know what?
Nah, I'd never take Herbert on my team.
That's
He's
fair.
just not a winner.
You know what? Hey, you got a point there.
You got to
Fair.
win. Five years. Obviously, he hasn't been the starting quarterback for five. For 4 seasons, he's been the starting quarterback.
Yeah,
The
they haven't won.
Chargers. 4 seasons, they've hit their under on wins.
I did see that in the group chat. Yeah. No, it's a good point.
You got to. So not one time have you exceeded expectations. Not one time in your career.
And it's not like they didn't put players around.
And
I mean, they
and
put a lot.
you are warranted a max contract. Why? Because you have stats. Philip Rivers had stats. Didn't
Right.
win shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
Manning's stats were not good. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. I know which career I'd rather have.
true.
Give me the Eli Manning. Even if I don't make it to the Hall of Fame, which I would not have Eli Manning in my Hall of Fame, you got to at least win more than 50% of your regular season games. But I mean,
He's going
shit,
in. He's going
he'll
in.
probably go in. Herbert ain't doing that shit either. So like, what are we talking about here? You got to win games at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that quarterback isn't always a winning stat,
But you are always touching the ball.
but you have the ball in your hands every play. And I get it, you got to throw it to someone or hand it off, but you can change protections, you can change the play, you can just little things that exude confidence into your teammates to not drop the ball. I just don't feel like, I don't know. If you have 4 years of hitting your under on the team total,
Do you think it might
you
be an
ain't winning
occasion?
shit.
Herbert just seems like, and this could just be his persona, but he seems like just that nice guy. You think? I feel like he might get better results if he just MF someone. Like,
Maybe.
hey, can we stop dropping the dang ball? Like, can we just
Like
be pros?
I have been consistent in my take for 2 years. Yeah, he's starting to have a Carson Wentz career.
He is.
It's a
He is.
Carson Wentz career. And you got, oh, this finger's broken, and this finger, and then he has the ribs, and then he has it. Like Wentz, it was always a thing. Like, got a concussion, got a, this, and back, knee, ankle, and then like at some point the like fun, like, oh, what a crazy pass that was. It like ends. You're like, okay, we're 5-11.
We
Who
just
gives
get
a
some.
shit? Can we like do something, please? We're 5-11. We've rotated defensive coordinators. We've rotated this. You have a Hall of Fame wide receiver. You have the like can't get it done. Like, I don't know.
It's fair. No, so I mean,
I'll never waver on my opinion on that. And I've been right, even though like people
yeah.
don't want to believe it.
No, you've stood in the pocket on that one.
I
You've
wouldn't.
taken some shots and just
I gotta
stayed in
really
the
see it.
pocket.
Like, I
Yeah.
guess it's next year, Chargers. Better luck next year.
I mean, as a Rams fan, it's just great when everyone's telling you you're lucky if you win 3 games this year, and we're the best team in LA right now.
Yeah,
So
it is
I'll take
funny.
it. Yeah, I mean the Niners are a wagon. They got great playmakers: McCaffrey, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo.
Hmm.
Um, you had a pretty interesting take that you talked in the group chat, and it's very true. Very rarely do I see Debo run an actual route.
Oh, he doesn't run routes.
He'll run a vertical, which I mean he's very
He did
fast.
the go ball, okay, like whipped do. Like he doesn't.
He can't run
I
the
wouldn't
routes.
even call this guy a receiver. That's what I
He's,
had. He's a fat Percy Harvin.
I'll
That's
take
who
that.
he is,
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing.
that's just his role.
That's what he does. Jet sweep, like just stand in the middle, catch it, run somebody over, juke somebody out. Like he's not out there as an X receiver. Like I'm gonna run a comeback. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna give you a double move. He's like, oh, I'm gonna run a slant, break 4 tackles, which is fine.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean he's a good wide receiver. He's a good player of
ball player.
football.
Yeah, good football
So like
player.
chill out with the like Debo top 5 wide receiver. Like he doesn't until I see him run a route past 5 yards. Like, okay. Or
If I
like
see
corners
Debo
don't
run a
even like
hard,
do anything. They don't cover him because it's like, dude, you just go in the slot or you do a jet sweep, and then it's like, well, he's cooking Bradbury again. I'm like, what did Bradbury do? You don't even line up out here then and run. Let's
yeah,
do some one-on-ones.
yeah,
Like Debo's the type of guy he will never, how you see on like on YouTube, like who's that YouTuber guy like destroying, they'll go like
yeah, yeah,
crazy
yeah.
one-on-one, like,
Uh-huh.
and it's a
Debo's
bunch of
not
people
doing
going up. Debo is not like, who's the NFL player in the they always have a mask on, like random NFL player shows up, no one knows who it is, and it's like
It's not
Justin
Debo.
Jefferson or it's Jamar Chase. It will never be Debo because he can't do that. He would get locked up by a high schooler.
I could see it. Man, it's too
Oh,
soon to start talking about Jay Jettis. I'm hopeful for him next year, man. Goddamn.
good luck. Good luck, soldier.
Number one pick. Lovely. Going down to Colts, Bengals. I mean, I was thinking that you got a backup quarterback in Browning. I'm not thinking he's gonna have 2 weeks in a row of magic. Um, I'm thinking Minshew, Moss, Pittman, Dobbs, or not Dobbs, Downs
Mhm.
gonna be able to get it done. I don't think it's magic. I think it's just this is the Browning that we saw at Washington. Like he's got even better receivers with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase.
Yep.
I mean, they're looking like they could make a little run.
I like him.
Yeah, they're pretty balanced.
If he just does his job, just like throw it to the guy, throw it to Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins, you got Boyd, you got Mixon. Like you got enough out there to like just do what the play says. If it's not there, throw it away. Don't try and be a hero.
Right.
And they can win some games for sure. They can get into the wild card, and then you never know what can happen with the backup. Like
Yeah.
they'll play the Vikings, who look pretty uninspiring right now. Then they play the Steelers, who, and I feel like you should be able to beat the Steelers. Then at the Chiefs will be tough, and then Browns to close it out. But I don't know. I think this team makes the playoffs. I really do.
I I think so.
Yeah. It was a fun game, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching them
Yeah, I was
for a
watching
little
the
bit
red zone for
until
that.
they slammed them in the second half.
Yeah, it
But
was a good game when it was close, and then I was like,
yeah,
oh,
it was fun for about a half. But I like Browning, man. He can ball. I'm a fan.
he can sling it. Shout out
Oh yeah.
Pac-12. Pac-12 doing his thing. Going down Chiefs Bills. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Here we go.
we both thought the Chiefs were gonna win it.
Gonna cry about it too.
Okay. I'm sick and tired of seeing all this bullshit on Twitter and all this crying. My dad had a good take on this. I didn't even think about it this way. Okay. People will complain about like I complain about a block in the back. People will complain about pass interference, complain about holding, right?
Hmm.
Well, mostly it's pass interference. Those are like subjective calls. Like you could say
Yeah.
either that's ticky tack, that's close. There is no subjective rule on if you're offsides.
Yeah.
If
This
you
is just
line
your
up,
offside.
your helmet is touching Von Miller. Like it's right next to him. The ref can't see the ball, and
You're
you and I
offside.
both know playing receivers. It's not that hard. You look over at the ref and you say, "Am I on the ball?
Am I
Am I
good?
good?" And they'll say, "No, step back," or
Yeah.
yeah.
And they don't even have to say no. They don't have to technically say shit to you,
But they usually do.
but they do because it's like, all right.
It's
Well,
courtesy.
the Chiefs were mad that they didn't tell him to back up. They're not gonna just tell him, like, "Hey,
See, that's
buddy,
what
you're
I'm saying.
offside." It's like if he looks over and asks, like, "Okay, yeah, no, you're not good. Back up." But
Yeah.
he didn't even decide to do that. He just went and lined up.
No, and if you see on that play too, Tony starts pouting as soon as the ball gets thrown to Kelsey, starts throwing his hands, doing all this. Then he gets the ball and he's super happy. It's like I just didn't understand. It's like you had a whole football game to figure out how to win, and you're telling me what if Kelsey doesn't? I would understand the argument more if Kelsey just catches a pass, drops. He's still offsides, I'll say that. But like
Yeah.
to say you can't call that, it just didn't make sense to me. It's like that's what the call is. He's
I just
offside.
thought it was funny, like, was an Eagles fan, like you're boohooing now. Like you, how can you call that? That's a game-changing call, and we literally the Super Bowl just happened, and we all know what happened. And Mahomes was the one that throws it and then lays down. He's like, "Flag, flag, flag," and he's like pointing at the ref and stuff and getting all happy. Mahomes is the first one to yell about that should be a flag, that should be this. This guy's turning into like the number one crybaby in the world.
Bro,
I'm
I
like,
couldn't
dude.
believe it. Did you see him talk to Josh Allen about the flag after?
Yeah, I'm like Josh Allen's probably saying like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? Like,
I lost to a coin toss, okay? Like, I don't wanna hear it. No,
yeah,
I'm losing a lot of respect for Patrick Mahomes. I'll say it. That right there was complete and utter bullshit. I understand Andy Reid, you have to back up your franchise quarterbacks. Even if you look like a big dumb dipshit, you
yeah,
gotta step in the pocket for him.
yeah,
But for Mahomes, literally his whole argument was, "I'm a Hall of Famer eventually. Travis Kelce's a Hall of Famer eventually. But you can't call that because it takes away a highlight from his career." It's like,
yeah. I'm
that's
like,
not how
what are
football
we
works.
talking about here? Like, did he double down today? I guess they don't do meetings today. Like, On Wednesday, I think they do official meetings
I
again
can't wait.
Wednesday with, like, interviews with the press. I am curious to see if he doubles down on this or is like, "Hey, I'd like to apologize." And the NFL better find both of them,
Yeah,
him and Andy Reid. If they don't, then it's like, okay, then you're just, like, being obvious at this point that you just love them.
yeah.
You don't want anything to happen to your prized possession.
I wanna see what they do because your prized possession just bit your hand. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
Are you just gonna let him run amok and just do whatever he wants? Like,
I know. Better
I
not.
just think I think it's just so stupid. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, as a Rams fan, I could be sitting here bitching all day about there should have been a blocking back, should have been a blocking back. It's football. It wasn't called, so it wasn't a
There
penalty.
was a lot of things that happened in the Eagles game too. Like,
So be
once
it.
again, doing a tush push, throw a flag for offensive offside, and it's Jason Kelsey's hand again, and they keep getting it wrong every time.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, at this point, it's like whatever.
Yeah. I
That's how
don't
it goes.
but you're not sitting there whining and saying that that lost you the game. Like, that's football. Ref called
That's
it.
how it
Cool.
goes. And like, it would be different if like he wasn't lining up offside. Like he
Right.
is. There is no like if ands or buts. It's like, oh, is he offside? Yes. Then it's like, okay, then what are we
Move
even
on.
talking about?
It's a
What do you
flag.
mean just don't call it? What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't it just amazed me seeing how many calls Mahomes has gotten in his career to get him to the Super Bowls that he has,
Yeah.
to then have the audacity to say that you can't call this call. And bro, slamming your helmet on the sidelines, like
I know the guy was like throwing a fit.
you should be losing your mind on Tony. Like you can't catch the ball, you can't line up correctly. What are you good for?
He can only catch the ball when it's Travis Kelsey throwing it to him, apparently.
Apparently,
Like, what are we doing?
it's really showing that they should have traded for like Devonte Adams or
They
a
needed a
D
number one.
Hop.
Rasheed Rice is looking good though, so
Yeah, he's starting to come around.
yeah, he's starting to do his thing a little bit.
But I mean, that Chiefs team, I don't know. Maybe they'll show why they're Super Bowl champs. This is the complete. This is like you were talking about with that Georgia team. Like everyone was saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is the two-time national champions." It's like I don't really think you can say that this team is the two-time Super Bowl champs. Like Travis Kelsey's a two-time champ.
Yeah, it's a
Mahomes
different
is a
team.
two-time
Like
champ.
these guys are not as good,
The
clearly.
fact that Kadarius Tony has a Super Bowl ring is just disgusting. I will put it that way. Like
It's pretty sick. It's sickening,
he
honestly.
can't even line up correctly. That's fundamentals.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, done with that. You saw the field decently. You saw 50% with a
Yeah, it
3.
wasn't bad. Yeah, hey,
Um,
you got another shot next week. Let's see. I want to just like look and
yeah, what do we actually
what
have
are we
next
even working with? I just want to get a
Are the
little
Bears in our
taster.
picks next week? Do we get to dabble in
There's a
those?
7-6. There's a so on Saturday.
Ooh,
7-6. We got Vikings, Bengals, Steelers, Colts, Broncos, Lions.
not a bad day.
All right. What do we got here on the Sunday? Nothing crazy. Cowboys, Bills, Ravens, Jags. Those are two good ones. Those will be involved. Then you got
Yep.
Seahawks, Eagles Monday night. That might not even make the cut now that the Seahawks are kind of
Uh,
6-7. We'll see.
might be a tough
We'll
one.
see
You
what
might
the
have
Oracle decides.
yeah, the Buccaneers Packers might be in there because that's got playoff implications for Packers.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
basically a
Like a mid
playoff.
bowl.
That's playoff eliminator right there.
Yep.
You're not interested in Falcons Panthers?
You
Not
know
quite.
what? I'm thinking that might
Thinking
bum
no.
me out. Oh,
Okay,
I'll be bummed out if we pick
that's
that.
fair. That's
Let's,
fair.
not do that. I mean, Cardinals 49ers could make its way in there.
There we go. I need an upset.
Yeah. Could see Chiefs Patriots. You never know. Hey, Bill Belichick could be
Mhm.
on a roll here. Juju against his former team could be a little revenge game.
Yeah.
Could you
Oh, what?
imagine that storyline? He goes to Pittsburgh, has a career game,
Yeah.
beats his old team, goes back to the Chiefs, beats that. Like
It would be electric.
that'd be awesome. Does a TikTok in front of Patrick?
That would be insane. That would be insane.
Yeah. NFL, you're hearing the script right now.
Hey, we're giving it to you.
Get it in real time.
Imagine Chiefs lose 3 straight. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, where are we
I
going
I
to next? What do we got?
I
Are you about to
mean,
are you about to talk about another game?
No, I was gonna say
Okay.
I would like to watch how Patrick Mahomes acts if they lose 3 straight.
I know, that would be crazy. Maybe he
It's
just
the first time
implodes.
in his career he has adversity.
I was gonna do a little recap
Oh, yeah,
of the Call of
oh,
Duty games,
weekend.
like, just like a who won.
Right.
I'll just share my screen and we can just kinda it's just the first week, so nothing too crazy. Um, if I can even click on the thing. Sometimes it just doesn't wanna do it.
Some days say it's better than others.
Yeah. Um,
Shout out
yeah,
Melissa.
first day, kinda some banger matchups. I don't know much about any of those teams. Boston probably should have won. Um,
52 today.
lost
Oh,
to round 11 that they should
wow.
have. Probably should have won first map also. It could have been a Boston 3-0, but FaZe are just, you know, FaZe are just FaZe. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Seattle's looking good. The Pope is absolutely slamming people right now. The Pope, for those of you who don't know, is Endeavor Dollywall.
Golly.
Absolute legend of the scene. And then Optic, in classic Optic fashion, lose their first game, game 5, round 11. Pretty standard stuff.
Holy shit, the
Um,
first hard point, 250 to 150.
yeah, got
Gentlemen.
slammed. Then lost this,
This
should have
round
won.
11. Yep.
Win-win. Lost this, should have won. Optic should have won 4-1 basically. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Then Heretics look pretty
Heretic.
fun. I kind of rock with them. Bickle did his post game interview and said, yeah, Carolina's just pretty bad. So I was like, oh, okay. So. Vegas reverse sweep on Minnesota, just kind of the mid bowl. Somehow accuracy's on the team. Somehow
Every year.
attaches on Vegas. Like, I don't know anymore. Ultra look godlike.
I need
Seattle.
Siege back in the league. Back
Seattle's
on
still
the case.
good. Then Ravens reverse sweep the Legion. Um, I didn't watch this game on Sunday. I think FaZe just piss slammed Thieves. I didn't watch this. Oh no, it's pretty close. And then Optic got the job done. I'm gonna pull up like actual stats from some of the matches just so we can see who's kind of frying. Um, early days
Right.
to
Early
start the
parts of the season.
season.
Probably Paco's
Um,
up there.
yeah, so let's go back to give me Friday share. Um, yeah, so just to show the Pope absolutely slamming 1.7.
Oh,
Yeah,
at a
just
baby.
just absolutely pissing. Um, yeah, so that was I didn't watch that, but I was just hearing that they were absolutely frying. And then we could pull up the stats of this Optic match. Um, Kenny had a good match. Bruce dropped a point 0.8, which was pretty
Pretty average for him.
surprising. Um,
Pretty low.
I'm pretty sure map 4, yeah, Kenny absolutely having them on the terminal HP. And then game 5, Shotzi iced up and Pred absolutely threw round 10. If he kills one of them, it's a 3v1 to end it, and that's how it goes sometimes. Um, yeah, FaZe Boston was pretty normal. Yeah, Carolina just got absolutely choke slammed. Gwen's looking all right. But it
Okay.
was it was the it was the Vamos squad here that was just I mean 6k damage. I mean shoot your gun, buddy.
Mm,
Huh? Shoot
okay.
somebody. Like
Yeah.
what are you doing? 37 kills in 3 maps. 2 of those are respawns.
Yeah, this is the guy that has the pillow that he brings on stage, right? Real?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I actually don't know the stats of this. Okay, LAG won the search, doesn't matter. Okay, CleanX was frying. Scrap with a point 0.9. He was probably talking just so much shit though. Even
Oh
dropping
yeah.
point 0.9. I mean, Fame with a point 0.6. You shouldn't even be on a team. Um,
Well, they're
and
building
we'll go
team.
to Sunday. Let's see. Did any of the Tiny Terrors? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they fried. Drawzilla with a point 0.8. Afro point 0.7. This team like might end up getting good, but
It's got a
I
lot
don't I
of,
I don't know.
lot
Like,
of development needed.
there's not a lot of frying going on in that squad. And then somehow Clay pulls one out of his ass. Basically, it's just a Gwyn show, but Clay's dropping damage, so fair enough to him. I think this is the lowest KD so far from Purge. Never heard of him before in my life. But you can't be dropping a .5, buddy.
Can't do it. Can't have it.
.5 and 5 maps.
Thinking that shit.
Yeah. Like, what's his face? Didn't the who had 37 kills and there was only 3 maps played? This guy had 44 kills and 5 maps. That
Real.
is, yeah, you can't have, like, how bad was it? Okay. You won and you dropped .6. .8 in the search. .4. Okay. You get 3-1, you drop .4. .3. 7
Oh,
and 22. And
point
you get
three in the hard
slanted.
point.
.3 in the hard point, and then .6. Yeah, it's just a tough day at the office. Um, we'll.
You know Vegas has Tej on speed dial. He
I
will be
wanted to look
back.
at the. Where's the? I don't know where the optic match is. Maybe it's the. I don't even see it on here. Am I tweaking? It was definitely a Sunday match. No. Okay, they put it on Monday. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I feel like for optic, I don't know how much you've watched. This is what they want. Kenny right about even, probably soaking.
Yeah.
And then these 3 just world starring. That's probably the
I'm all set.
strategy. Like map 1 Shotzi .6, but like Kenny with 154, like lots of hill
Oh,
time. Dashy almost double positive. Then they lose the S&D, of course, around 11. 3 S&Ds, 3 round 11s. But Shotzi went 13 and 5, so he was having his way. And then map 3 is a 3-2, but it was a pretty it was pretty easy. And then boom, another like 14 and 17, but look at the hill time. I think that's like the recipe for success. I'd
yeah.
like to look at the we could do it like a little later in the week, but I just want to see what the matches
Are you gonna
are
be our
for
Ben
this.
J. Nassim? Those.
Oh, Palm. Yeah, Optic Seattle could be fun.
Oh shit! The Pope against his former team.
I know that's good. They'll win for sure. And then FaZe or Seattle will be fun. So like I think this is the Optic Ravens. Geez, 3-0, hot 3-0 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this year how they do it is there's I want to look at the schedule. Let me share this tab again. I think they play 7 online qualifier
Qualifiers.
matches instead
Okay.
of 5.
Okay.
Let me confirm. So they've played 2. Here's a third for Optic, 4, 5, yep, 6,
And 7.
and then of course they'll always throw a phase in there to just end the stage
Right.
every time. But like for Optic, this is kind of like a free. It seems pretty easy. Like Surge could be tough, but like you're gonna play Carolina, then Vegas, then Heretics, then FaZe. Like that's I'm thinking that's pretty easy.
I think it's pretty free.
And then first major is in Boston. Buy
Oh
your
shit.
tickets now.
Oh shit.
January 25th. Yeah, so that's we'll keep you guys more updated as more matches happen, but I know there's a new update. They played on like the old we've
Old
been playing on
patch.
the new update, but they were playing on the old patch, so I don't know what's going to happen when they
Switch it up.
switch like with the actual snaking nerf. We'll see.
Shit.
Yeah.
They might
But
take one of
apparently
Zeldin's.
you can't really snake. There's like a cooldown. Like you can only do it twice and then you have like a crouch delay or something. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So we'll see how that ends up. I don't snake anyway, so like I don't
Yeah, I
even
don't.
know. Like I just don't want to break my controller. So
Yeah, I don't like to snake because it, like you said, I've seen the price of controllers. Like, it's not really worth it. I don't get paid to play COD, so why would I
no,
break my controller? It's too expensive.
that's what I'm saying.
It's a good point. interesting to see what happens when guys can't snake. It's where you see who's really got a gunny. Um, yeah, let's jump into some Twitter. I mean, this is just I get
You can't do that.
I get the idea.
I get it, but you should know better. You should know it's
Yeah,
gonna go bad.
yeah, and that's on your forearm for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a little better with, like, the removal lasers and stuff, but still,
Why do we need
what are
this
we
part?
doing?
This right here is what gives it away. Everything else, this guy, you could tell that this tattoo
Yeah,
artist he meant to draw the penis. Okay, he
he
meant to do
he he didn't make it. He just made the it too big, the
that.
thumb.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Is
it's not
absolutely.
good. It's not good. It's all bad.
It's just so bad.
It's just all bad.
Uh, it's just one of those "what were you thinking" moments, and you
Yeah,
just
like,
don't
what, like,
hear it.
and you're not thinking about much, that's for sure.
No. This is beautiful. This is what you always want to hear about a franchise player,
Yeah.
one of the highest paid players in the league. The New Orleans Pelicans have repeatedly stressed to Zion Williamson that his diet and conditioning need to improve.
Mhm.
But the former number one pick basically says, "Shut the fuck up, okay?
Like, I
Not doing
love
it."
eating.
Yeah,
I was just having a conversation with my parents, like, my mom was like, she's like, "I was reading this, like, study, and it's like, your generation is, like, less." I don't know what the word she used, but, like, they leave college and are not really going out into the workforce as, like, as generation before. I'm like, "Yeah, 1, 'cause it's just hard as shit out there, like, it's
facts.
tough out there." And then I told her, I think a lot of people aren't trying to go above and beyond, like, at their job. They're kinda just like, "I'm doing the bare minimum of my shit because my job does not matter to me. Like,
That's
I'm
fair.
just gonna do what they tell me to do, and I'm clocking in, clocking out." My mom was like, "Yeah, that's just, like, not how we were doing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, like, I'm just telling you that's what people do." But it
I'm just
led the conversation to, like, I feel like a lot of people don't do what they love.
right.
They're like, "I want to make X amount of money, how can I do it?" And even if it's not something they love, they just want, like, that
A
lifestyle
paycheck,
versus, like, maybe you make less, but you love photography, and you're like, I might be living in an apartment or, like, not doing too crazy, but I love taking photos, so that's what Imma do. I feel like with Zion, Food Network, show,
right?
that's what I'm te he lo if that's what you love, man, you ain't gotta play. I will not hold it against you. Other people will, but they, like, are like, "Oh, you're not securing the bag, like, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "If you hate playing basketball, stop playing, bro. You're gonna probably end up killing yourself or something." Like, that's what happens to these people. That, like, "Nope, you gotta play basketball your whole life. That's all you can do." Like, now, if this guy wants to have a Food Network show where he travels around to different cities,
Like another diners, drive-ins, and dives, but with Zion.
yeah, or, like, he goes to, like, local. He's like a reporter almost, and he'll go watch a local, like, Division II basketball game, but
Mhm.
there's this local eatery, and he does, like, a basketball food thing, you know? Like,
Right.
"Hey, I go to this school and, like, I watch a basketball game, but then I go to their local, like, they have the best, like, fucking shrimp cocktail or whatever," or I don't know, some bullshit. But
What
if
do you
that's
like?
what you love doing, man, if you love eating, go eat. Because now you're big enough of, like, a star and a media celebrity where you can, like, do something like that and live off of it.
I hear what you're saying. I kind of see it from an organizational perspective. If I'm the Pelicans and this guy was saying that he wasn't going to play until I gave him a long-term max contract
I'm not
deal,
giving him shit.
and he comes into my office and says, "You know what? I just have a passion for food, and I just,
Yeah, well, he can get the fuck he can get out
yeah,
get on out, buddy. He ain't
exactly.
getting
I'm
shit.
not paying you your
Oh, no.
guaranteed
I would
contract."
never oh, no, no. And if I'm the Pelicans, I would never I'd try and ship him.
I would.
Try and finesse somebody to take
Mhm.
him. Who's got the best food? New Orleans is good food, though. But, like, send ship him to Dallas, and he'll just go barbecue and, like, he'll be done for.
Dallas ain't bad.
Yeah. Send him off over there. Don't send him to, like, I don't know, what's a shit, like, you can't send him to, like, Portland.
No, no,
Like,
no, no, no.
we ain't
Can't
got
do it.
nothing happening over there. If you send him
Now,
to a Texas team, get that barbecue in his system, oh, yeah. See ya. He'll never
I
play again.
just I just can't believe we're talking about a professional athlete like this. Like that the
It's pretty
team was having to
hilarious.
tell him, like, he's 5 years old, like, "Hey, gotta stop eating 30 shrimp cocktails, okay? Maybe cut
Yeah.
it down to, like, 5." You know, like, what I
Yeah, like, just
I don't know.
I don't it's makes you sick.
But this is your job, like, this is what you're paid to do.
Yeah, we can't do it.
Do it. Yeah,
We can't execute it.
I'm at a loss for words,
Like, what are
honestly.
we doing here?
Just gonna leave Zion where he is. Good luck, Zion.
Hey, good luck, bud.
I would tune into a Food Network show, though, with Zion
I
Williamson. Or
hey,
what if he's a judge on the next
he
Chopped?
definitely knows what he's talking about, let's put it that way.
Yeah. But it's just so interesting you think about Zion because you're like, "Okay, I know more about him off the court than I do on the court."
Yeah,
I hear his name way more off the court,
facts.
and it's not in good light. So, a lot of shit. This is from Pro Football Focus College, I think it is.
Mhm.
I
PFO.
BFF. I got the check mark, but, you can buy your check marks. I don't know if it actually means shit anymore.
Facts.
Former Oklahoma quarterback Dylan Gabriel is transferring to Oregon. I mean, he probably got the bag, so good for
Yeah.
you. Um, yeah, I mean,
A little plug and
eh,
play action. I just don't know if, like, they've had a guy there waiting, five-star guy waiting in the wing, and now he's gonna transfer. It's like
is it worth
college
it?
football's in a tough like, they're in a spot of, like, they
It's
don't
it's NFL junior.
yeah, it's like you just develop players now. Like, if you're a high school kid, it's so tough.
Yeah, you're gonna go to school, get 3 years, and then you have 1 year to go to free
That's why
agency.
I tell these guys that I train now, I'm like, "Dude, go somewhere where you're gonna play. Don't go and sit somewhere because if you're going to sit at, like, a USC or a UC, they're just gonna get another transfer and you'll just never play.
Yeah,
Go somewhere, play, and then you're the transfer that comes in." Because and I think it's getting tough, like, these mid-level schools are just getting, like,
outbid.
they're getting poached. Like, they develop all these guys, have a good 10-win season, like, win your conference, and then, like, all your best players that you've been building for 2 and 3 years, like, "Hey, next year, guys, we're gonna have a really, really like, we can have an awesome team." Oh, poached, 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 going here, going to Ohio State, going to Oregon, going to UCLA, going to Alabama, and all your best guys are just gone because Saban's pulling up, say, "Hey, I'll give you a Hellcat.
Yeah,
Here's the keys. You want it?" They're not giving that at Georgia State.
come on.
Like, come on, and it's like, it's just so tough. They're gonna eventually make a different, like, subdivision,
All
I
league.
think. Yeah,
I could see
because
it.
it's getting a little crazy.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like you said, there's no more developing players. Another guy that went in the transfer portal, um, minutes after being named the winner of the 2023 Doak Walker Award for Best Running Back in the Nation, Oklahoma State's Ollie Gordon entered the transfer portal.
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, like you said. It literally is like free agency for the NFL. It's like, okay, your
Yeah.
contract's up. Where are you gonna go?
Like, Oklahoma State was in the conference championship game,
Yep.
and, like, you won the Doak Walker Award at Oklahoma State because you got a lot of yards, because they gave you the ball a lot. So now you're gonna go somewhere what, like, is it turning into, like, ring chasing?
That's what it sounds like.
Because a lot of guys transfer and then they get less targets.
Yeah.
Like, the Arizona receiver that transferred to SC
Yeah.
got so like, you're not even getting the ball because there's 8 other guys.
Yeah. We had 9
So,
receivers. It
yeah,
was like,
like, is that what you want, or do you wanna stay there and put up big numbers at a team that could end up being good, i.e., Arizona? If that guy would've stayed there, maybe they're even better. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't
No, you
know.
got a point there. I don't know. It's basically turning into like pros. I kind of see it more like baseball where there's no
Yeah,
cap. So you're gonna have like the Yankees or the Dodgers. Like I think LA teams and like Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, like those programs are just gonna open up the checkbook
yeah,
and just field these like I feel like there's gonna be a point where there's gonna be a team and you're gonna sit in the stands, you're gonna be like, that's $100 million team out there on the field. Like
mhm.
just in players.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's takes the fun out of it though. Like why does it
It does.
it's all business decision. Everybody's probably got an agent. Like it's sad. Oh well. McDonald's is bringing back the fan favorite snack
Here
wrap
we
in
go.
2025.
That's
I don't know
something
if
I
you're
can
a
get
big fan.
behind. I liked it.
Okay, so you were
I
a
was in.
supporter. My mom regularly will remind us about these things. She's like, "You
Okay.
remember when they had the Chipotle one and, you get that?"
Yep.
Well, guess what, mom?
Oh,
You
yeah.
get the Chipotle
They're
one
coming back.
2025. Just be patient.
Mhm.
Shout out McDonald's. They always give you what you want.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is an interesting take. So, I don't know about you. I just recently watched, Home Alone as it is Christmas season, you get the Christmas movies going
Yep.
on.
Yep.
It is an interesting take. So, an underrated movie villain is Peter McAllister. Now, I know what you're thinking. How the hell is Kevin's dad the antagonist? How is he
Sure.
the villain? What are we doing? We have bullet points for you just to answer those questions. First of all, he lets his brother call Kevin a jerk. Okay, valid. Which his brother's kind of a prick, so that's also taken into account. Um, when the flight landed, could have cared less about forgetting Kevin. Just wanted to get to the hotel. Kind of selfish. Okay, got it. Calls losing kids a family tradition in front of the police. Like,
Nice.
good choice of words there, pal. Gets first class seats to Paris for the adults, but gets mad at Kevin for room service bill. Ah,
Yeah.
It's fair point. Lots of speculation. He worked in the mob for Tony Soprano, and
Okay.
that's how he made his money. I
There you go.
mean,
Seems legit to me.
he could have been, getting
It could
down
have
and
been.
dirty
It could have been.
with Tony Soprano. I
That
mean,
sounds good. That sounds right to me.
just keep in mind. But I don't even remember what his brother's name is. But every time I watch that movie, I'm like, this guy's an ass.
Yeah.
Just an ass hat. Like,
This
get
guy
him out.
just like I just don't like him. Yeah.
No,
Not a fan.
no. All right, this should be pretty good. This guy claims this is the greatest pilot ever. So let's see what Barstool U has for us here.
Flight time, 1 hour and 6 minutes. Traveling at 41,000 feet, 563 miles per hour, burning 895 gallons of gas. Up to the curve once a week for 10 months. Currently 44 degrees and partly cloudy there. We got Captain Ron up here. He's former United States Air Force. Somebody's
Oh
up
yeah.
there in South Georgia. I'll be doing
Hoorah! Hoorah!
both of us proud to serve our country and proud to serve it here today, Southwest Airlines. But that's not the best part. It's your lucky day. Look around and count them. You got it. Four of the best pilots at Southwest Airlines. Sit
My
back and
gosh.
enjoy the ride.
I was there no
This
what?
guy's going crazy. I'm about to run through a wall for this guy.
Dude,
Sign me up.
how is no one there when he says proud member of
Right?
the Air Force? Wide.
What the hoorah? That would have been me.
Pat
Getting hype.
McVicker needs to get on this plane. They need this guy to fly the PJ for
Facts.
this guy right here.
Sign him up.
Oh, this is too good. So this is what happens when the Jehovah's Witness come up to you or people go door to door.
Hey there, brother. Do you have time to talk about Jesus Christ today? Oh, you're dead? Oh, okay. Well, you have yourself a blessed day.
Okay, you too.
You
Guy was not having it. He
Hey,
said,
get
I
finesse.
beat the system. Watch
Yeah,
this.
get finesse. My
Get
big
finesse.
question though, if you're trying to teach someone about the gospel and they can't hear, you can't give them a Bible. Like we just we just
Yeah,
give up
right.
on the mission.
Right? Like, can we have nothing for the audit? What is it like? Verbally impaired? I don't know. Which yeah, something like that.
Uh,
We
Deaf
can't help
would
the
be hearing impaired, right?
deaf would be hearing impaired. Yeah, I don't know
But
what.
we just we have
We got
access.
nothing to help him out.
Uh,
Couldn't give him a pamphlet.
just
Just,
he sells it.
Hey there, brother. Do you have time to talk
Just
about
give
Jesus
him a
Christ
little
today?
bit of
Oh, you're dead?
and
Oh, okay. Well, you have yourself a blessed day.
Okay, you too.
You
getting a
that
church
didn't
lady to
sound very holy of her at the end either.
no, but you remember
She was
getting one of the
pissed.
elders to curse at church was just like
Facts. The
you
best
feel
shit.
so accomplished. You're like, I got you.
I gotcha. I got you out of your shell.
Uh, all this whole 2 hour talk we just had, the verse on the screen. Guess what? Still got you. Oh man, good stuff. This is very interesting. I don't know if you've kept up with this, and I don't know how much I'm gonna play with it, but I can. Activision and or YouTube, they're trying to shut down or limit the flank,
I
and
have
same
seen
thing
a
with
little bit of
breakdown.
this. Yeah,
I don't even know if I can play it, but I don't think
I think
Zoom.
you
Well,
can.
the email we
I'm
got was
trying to.
definitely written by Laura. I'll tell you that.
So Benji,
If people are saying no watch party and stuff, it might be no flank, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it might be. Might be
Yeah.
no flank.
Yeah, Chad. There's
There
some
might be the show might be no more.
there's some information we got that's
Like they're trying to shut down the show. That's what they're trying to do.
that
Unless
is going to limit our ability to do certain things. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna limit our ability to do literally anything. You know.
I just
Yeah, do you know, like, I kind of know basically what's going on, if you
I
don't.
know certain details, but you can kind of fill it in first, and I'll give my opinion on
Yeah,
it.
basically, like, YouTube signed the exclusive deal with the CDL
hmm
for all broadcasting rights of Call of Duty
Okay.
League things
Okay.
that happen. So that means that if you want to do a live watch party,
hmm
where there's a lot of these big, creators that do watch parties, you have to do it on YouTube. So that's what the flank. I think they do it on Zuma's channel
Yeah.
on YouTube, and then Scump does it on his channel on YouTube. They used to do it on Twitch. Can't do it on Twitch. They can still do a watch. It's like more like a watch along than a watch party, but
Right.
then after they would always go live on Twitch to do the flank and the breakdown, which like you can
Do it on
watch
YouTube.
clips of they would break down, they would go back into the VOD and they
Mhm.
do like game film. YouTube saying you cannot do that either unless you do it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so they can't do it on Twitch.
Okay.
So they have to do it on YouTube if they were to do it,
Okay.
basically, because YouTube's like, we have the exclusive rights. Now, the only thing that I don't get is they also had the exclusive rights 2 years ago, and the
Right.
flank was on Twitch, and they didn't give a fuck.
It's true.
So now, like last year was the only year where they said, hey, we're just going to go on all platforms. All the years before that, it was also YouTube exclusive. Maybe there's a new deal in place that like
Could be.
specifically mentions VOD stuff, but the scummy-ish part is they did not tell any of these people this until 2
Oh.
days after the season started.
Oh.
So I don't know if like if Activision should have done that, if the CDL should have let like
Creators know.
Scump and all these guys know, like, hey, like you guys aren't going to be able to do this. We're signing this deal. You have to do everything on YouTube. They did not tell them shit until 2 days into the season. Like, hey, you guys actually aren't supposed to be able to do that. And they're like, oh wait, we've always been able to do this. They're like, oh, not anymore. So
Okay.
now the one thing I don't get is like, so I can't just pull up. Like, it's
Yeah.
free to access on YouTube. I can't then watch it on Twitch. Like, that's so weird to me. Like, you know how many people go on Twitch and they're like, "Oh, we'll just watch the highlights from the
Right.
Eagles game." Like, the NFL doesn't come in and like, obviously the NFL doesn't have an exclusive deal with YouTube, but I guess it's because they have exclusivity on YouTube that they can do that. But it's like free access to anybody on YouTube. They could pull
Yeah.
that. It's an interesting like scenario.
Well, in that scenario that you're talking about, they'd have a really hard time fighting you on that because, like you said, it's free at that point. Like it's not a live event anymore.
Yeah, it's like just
So it's
it's a
just
video.
the video. So I'm giving your video publicity. I'm giving it a view. I'm giving it screen time. Like I don't see where that would violate
I know
anything.
the CDO, they just want it all. They want all the views on YouTube. I guess.
Got it.
But I just think
I think that's stupid.
you're just making it difficult, man. You're just making it so difficult.
My big thing is from a business perspective, and the CDL has shown countless times that they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, so it doesn't surprise me anymore. But I'll still ask it. If I'm trying my best to save this thing from falling and just breaking, like they're saying the CDL is on the brink of like they might be
Yeah.
bankrupt at some point and just scrap this whole thing. If I'm trying so hard this year to make it to where I don't do that, why would I make it so hard for my top content creators who provide
I know.
viewership and encourage people to watch this shit? why would I make it so difficult on them? Because I guarantee you, if you have Zuma and you don't have Scump doing watch parties, I guarantee you viewership cuts in half.
Yeah, you'll lose people
So
for
it's
sure.
business wise, this doesn't make
And then
sense.
you
I
lose
get
storylines, you lose like hype, you lose
all of it.
all these things. You
All
want the
really.
most people watching as possible. You want to try and find a way. How can we get
How can we get a TV game
Courage
on our
and
somebody
Doctor
going,
Disrespect and all these people to watch also? That's what you should be doing. How can we get more people to watch? But I think the CDL just needed the cash, and YouTube is, they're Google, so they got cash for they don't give a fuck. They'll buy anything. They're like, yeah, well, we'll buy that 20, we'll buy that 50 mil. We'll just see how it goes.
right?
That's just a tax write off to them. Like they don't care.
Yeah. But
It's a, yeah.
I could see that if you're strapped for cash, but I wouldn't sign it if it said like it's so tough because unless you can prove to me that these content creators have signed that same deal,
They
why are they
definitely
bound
haven't.
by it? Why are they
I
bound by
know.
it? Okay, you
Yeah.
said that you can't have any of your content on other platforms. Okay, so you can't post it on a Call of Duty channel there. I didn't sign anything. Like
Yeah,
on
I
my
don't
own
know how
evidence,
you will
it's just
I don't know how that will get policed.
yeah, I would
I
like to
don't know.
see
They
it
they
enforced. I
threatened
don't
to
know how
take
they're gonna
down channels that post CDL stuff and do like a recap thing. Like I don't
good
know.
luck.
It's gonna get interesting.
So you're saying if I go on my Twitch and I rewatch some like optic highlights from this weekend, they're gonna come after me and say, "Oh,
I
this is
get it technically, yeah, I think so. They're supposed to,
oh my
but they
god."
would definitely wouldn't come after like you.
Yeah.
They're
Me and
only
my
gonna come
30
after
years,
people who have like 20 that are pulling 20K because they want those eyes on YouTube.
they're
They
just
don't
going about
want
it
them
the way
on
wrong way.
Twitch. I'm like, okay, you just want you find eyes. That should be your first thing.
I swear there are some business people that are the dumbest idiots I've ever seen. Like it
Yeah.
I don't care how much cash you have as an entity or how big your business is. Like there are just some people that you could give them all the tools for success and they'll still just like throw a hammer through a window and you're like,
Yeah.
how did we just do this? Man, good luck, CDL. I
Good
mean,
luck.
it's probably not going to last more than a couple years. So, this is perfect. I mean, you go to a hockey game, you're going to expect some people. You're going to expect people inside the rink to get down and dirty.
Hmm.
Get a little scrappy. Gets even better. I'm assuming this is like a middle school or high school
Yeah,
hockey.
this is like or a beer league. Like this is just like
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah.
Bill and Fred getting after it after a couple Coors
Yeah,
Lights and
facts.
just fucking scrapping here. Flannel's getting after it. Shirts overhead, never a good thing.
Boy helping him out, I guess.
I don't even know what the guy up top's doing. He's like not doing anything, but then doing something. I don't know what we're doing here. Now we're trying to got Seabass trying to break it up. Here we go. You want some? You want some? Down goes Jack Black.
Boy just knocked himself out, dude. What are you doing? Hell yeah,
Got a
brother.
baby Josh. Got a baby Josh.
Where all these cans come from? Just spawned.
Yeah, true. Actually, where did they?
Were they on the railing? Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, they
Or they
were.
were just or he just landed on them all too.
Could be.
Gosh, this guy's just a stooge. Gotta love him. Just boozed out of his mind.
Had a baby at a local beer league hockey game on a
Oh yeah.
Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Gotta respect that. Gotta respect the passion.
If you could explain to me what's going on here,
I probably can't.
give you $1, maybe.
Okay. Ray gun.
Yeah, how did I don't remember seeing this in my
All right, let's see it.
like did you
There's
remember
gotta
seeing
be
and
like
there's a little
a
icon for it too. So
yeah, there's gotta be like a hacker thing of some sort, right? Surely you
would
can't get a ray gun.
I would think so, but why do we have an icon here that like that doesn't look like a pistol? That looks like a ray gun to me. Like it
Yeah, I
actually.
don't know. Maybe there's special game mode. You get a care package and it gives you ray gun. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, if you get a ray gun, surely you could 1v6 clutch, right? Like,
I'd
there's
like to
that.
think you just hit your shots. It's like having the Annihilator. It's like having Specialist gun.
No, but I think you could shoot this thing at the wall and it would still kill someone.
Really?
Like,
You
I
don't
think
have to
if
hit
you
them?
shoot, I think if you shoot anyone in the general vicinity, it might kill them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably. I don't know what the spray is on that thing, but it's probably pretty decent.
Like, can I go to a custom lobby and just load in with a ray gun, like,
Yeah,
just for fun? I don't know.
that would be just never die.
S&D, dude, 8s with the boys, ray
You have
guns.
a ray gun. That would be insane.
Hardpoint would be unbelievable. S&D would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but thank you, Call of Duty.
Thank you.
This is pretty good. Think you're taking a nice little video. I mean, probably could have done a little more work before we got on the ship here, but
The ghost. Yeah, I probably thought it was a ghost. You just think nobody's in there?
I swear that's someone from the Bush family.
This guy.
George
This guy's locked in.
W.
This guy's locked in. It's like, what are these guys? What are these colored folks? What are these colored folks doing out there? What are they doing?
That guy says I don't give a piss about nothing.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the
But
tide.
the tide.
This
Or no,
guy's definitely racist with how hard he's staring.
Yeah.
He for sure he calls people colored.
You colored,
Like,
colored
yeah,
folk?
yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely does.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
Think he calls them collard greens or colored greens?
Both.
Just
Both. Because he kind of he just fumbles between the two each time.
he looks like the type of guy that I don't think he'd be a Bama fan. I think he'd be more of a Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or maybe he's Kirby Smart's cousin. See it in the face. It looks like he could kind of be the son from Teletubbies too. That's a little creepy. Oh no! What was that stupid villain from Ant-Man, the last one?
Oh, the head thing?
Yeah, the floating head.
Murdoch? Madoc?
Yeah, Murdoch. Yeah,
Ernie
get his-
Madoff? I don't know. Something like that.
some bullshit.
Something just stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just absurd as we're talking about this. This is no longer college football. Marvin Harrison Jr. is reportedly rumored to have an NIL deal on the table worth between 20 to 25 million to return to college. I wouldn't blame him for taking it. Like, I either go to the Chicago Bears. I mean, if you go to Chicago and let's say they're smart and they draft Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore, Khalil Herbert, like you got something going. But 20 to 25 million to take some stupid class online and just play football? I mean,
There's
sign
no
me
way
up.
he's got who's got 25 mil though? Like,
Boosters. Oh, what's General Bob Carpenter's AC
they got something going on.
HVAC's store?
25
some
mil
boosters.
is pretty insane. I don't know if they got that much. That might be a stretch.
That's just unreal. Like, again, what is the incentive to go to the NFL anymore? Like, the whole point was that you develop in college, you have a good time doing that, and then you go make your money in the NFL. Like, now there's no real benefit. This was the package. If this is
Yeah,
true,
but like you're still
I would-
getting you're still 1 year further away from your 5-year, $150 million like super bag. You know,
Yeah,
that
there's
would be
a
the
chance-
one thing.
There's a chance you go to a terrible team and you get a season-ending injury right away because they suck so bad. Like,
There is, but at least you're still getting what he would get here. So he's going to be a top 5 pick, right?
right?
The number 5 pick, I saw a thing, got a $20 million signing bonus.
Okay, so
That's like the same. It's like the same
right.
thing, but then you're also getting your contract. Like, I don't know. You could. I wouldn't. If I were him, I wouldn't think about it because coming back because I'm gonna get 20 to 25. If you want to come back and try and beat Michigan and do this because you have school pride, I am all for more people deciding to do that. I
I'd love
get
to
it that all these guys in the NFL are like, no, dude, you got to go get your bag. You never know what can happen. But if he is like, I wanna
beat Michigan.
I hate that we lost. Like, I want to come back again and do it. Then like do it. Who am I to tell you how to live your life? Like, it's not
Facts.
like his family's from the trenches or anything. There he's trying to get people out of the
Yeah.
hood, and like his dad played in the NFL, so it's like
They're
he's
chilling.
good. Like, we'll be fine. If you want to do it, go do it.
I agree with you. I mean,
And if you get injured, man, so what? Like, if you can live with that decision that you made, then it doesn't matter what anyone else advice. Like, who gives a shit?
I think this was the type of package I was saying that if you could do this, I feel like USC should have tried to offer it to Caleb. And who knows, they might have. But I could have seen a scenario with this being there's no rules on what you can offer players. Like, let's just match the contract. Like, if you got an alumni with money like that, because there are some boosters that have it, what's to stop them from just
Yeah.
being like the Yankees and be like, all right, we're just going to pay you to stay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. For reference, if someone is really offering that, that would be more than the NFL career earnings of names like Jalen Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, Jay Jettas, Brandon Ayuk,
What?
Higgins,
What?
Ridley,
What?
Smith,
What?
Taylor,
What?
Swift,
What?
Pollard,
What?
Field.
What? It is, but like
Uh,
yeah, and like their contract wise, like those most of those guys also had like a pretty good signing bonus too. Like they weren't all like crazy high picks, but like you guys are all like first round guys. So
It's just crazy to think of
yeah,
the
I
amount
know
of money.
the money's wild now.
This is beautiful. Did you see this clip?
I don't think I did.
Oh, you're in for a treat. I'm gonna say, how you doing? Sit your ass down.
Jeez,
Get the bout.
was that a Bucks fan?
Yeah. Goldberg just comes out.
The guy dead?
Might have killed him.
Did you just kill that guy?
I mean, it took him straight to the apex, feet her off the ground, and then we're just, yeah. There you go, and we're landing on him. I think that's rough in the passer.
That's 15. That's 15 right there. If I've ever seen it. That's 15
First-
yards.
15 yards automatic. First
Can't get
down.
away with shit like that.
Who do you think you are? Oh, you think you're Goldberg. Okay. Well, you are.
Yeah, fair enough.
That was crazy to see. Okay, this is pretty cool. So this is some guys were trying some video game movement with real life guns and shit. Like,
Okay.
kind of entertaining. Some of it actually might work in real life but you just look like a big dumb dipshit.
A drop shot?
I doubt you're gonna drop shot. That might hurt a lot. Hey,
Waiting for that.
Goes. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it.
That's the difference when you get
Are
shot.
they gonna rip a slide cancel?
Oh, even better. Bunny. Jump the corner.
I mean, we don't know it doesn't work. That's all I'll say about that. Have they been trying this on the front line? Like, instead of like doing the slow, like they have their like technique. What if you hit a little bunny hop around the corner? Like, you think that Iraqi soldier's gonna see that shit coming? Not a chance.
Dude, you side cancel around the corner.
Right through a
getting first
doorway.
shot.
You bang down a door and just rip a slide cancel right through. This guy's aiming head level, and then you're just underneath. You're dragging his auto aim.
What if you run in with the knife, turn around the corner, you just get him real quick?
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, might work. This just sums up the Bears organization. Somebody's taking a shit in the boiler room at Soldier Field. I don't know if you can see it. Right there.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I see. He's
dropping a deuce.
Yeah, like first of all, we're not locking this thing up while the game's going on.
I mean, we got hand sanitizer here. So
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know. Could you imagine how pissed the worker is because back here? Who?
Yeah, I mean, this ain't good.
Who's doing this to me? Who's doing this? I'm getting fired.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Someone's definitely getting fired.
What is this thing for? What are we
I
doing?
don't know. Like water, maybe?
Maybe.
Like drainage, a little drainage that could somehow
Possibly.
get out there. Oh, I have a the new updated like playoff stats.
Okay.
Rams have a 34% chance
Okay.
to make the playoffs. They have a 10% chance to be the 6 seed and a 24% chance to be the 7 seed. They have the highest chance out of everybody to be the 7 seed.
I live with their
Yeah. So there's that.
Minnesota.
They have a higher chance than Seattle to make the playoffs. They have a higher chance. Okay, they're just behind. They're still behind Green Bay and Minnesota. I think it's just because Green Bay has a tiebreaker, so
I think
that does
Green
help.
Bay and Minnesota are going to kind of take care of each other.
Maybe.
'Cause they're divisional rivals. I mean, they're just,
Yeah. So there you go. I just thought I'd mention that. Rams are at least in the picture.
right. Hey,
Oh,
that's all we can hope for. 34%. I'll take it.
oh yeah.
I love those odds. This is some next level parenting. I mean, you're going to scar your kids for life.
I mean, yeah,
Hey, if you're
that's
okay with that.
yeah. If you're after this are gonna then tell them, hey, Santa's not real. It's just a prank. If not, then you guys are freaks.
Yeah.
You guys are freaks.
Was Elf on a Shelf really that difficult? Like, was moving the dang elf worth
Yeah,
it?
jeez.
Like,
You had to go murder him and put
yeah.
his bones on the.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. This ain't right.
You probably took more effort to break the bone, like get the bones out of
I
like a
know.
chicken to do this.
And like put some ketchup around and like
Put
spread
some
the
ketchup
sauce
on
and stuff.
pork.
Yeah.
And then you had to clean the plate after, throw away the
A
bone.
lot of work that went into this.
Yeah, I mean, you got too much free time is all I can
A
say,
for effort, that's for sure.
for sure. This is just absolutely pathetic. In another episode of Down Bad, just absolutely down. Jada Pinkett Smith says Oscar slap saved her marriage with Will Smith. She calls Oscar's moment the holy slap because of the positive things that came after.
I thought they were divorced, or they had been divorced before that.
I think
'Cause didn't
so,
it come
but
out that they had been divorced for like the past like
it
whatever
did.
years?
Did.
What are they back together now or something?
I have no idea, but Will, can you stop being a little bitch?
Yeah.
Like,
Please.
you actually sat down and did an interview where this girl sat across from you, said, I had sex with that guy. How does it make you feel? Like,
Yeah.
why are you answering this thing? Why aren't you smacking someone else in the mouth?
Yeah,
Or smacking
facts.
Chris Rock?
Hey,
I
right.
just, this is the most
Not right.
pathetic thing I've seen in a very long time. Like, pathetic. With capital P.
Yeah.
Actually, all caps.
I'd have to agree on that one.
3 exclamation points. I mean, could you imagine you're even sitting there around with friends? How'd you guys get back together? Oh, well, he slapped a comedian in the face, so I just knew it had to be like, oh,
Yeah, like
did she cheat on you like 5 times? Well, yeah, but
well,
you know, that's just,
well,
it's just so stupid. Okay. This is crazy. This is when you've watched The Wolf of Wall Street before you do a interview, but you're not him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So for the final time, what would you say your greatest weakness is? What is your greatest weakness? I'm interviewing you. Let's just move on. Turning it around. I see that. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Your boss firing you. Before you say anything, sell me this pen. No. I do think we have enough. Okay. You can keep the resume. Okay.
You can keep that. We don't need that shit.
Get the hell out.
So
That's what that means.
Send me this pen. No.
Thinking no.
I'm thinking you can head on home, buddy. Yeah. Don't try that shit ever again.
We're gonna tell Doris to get you out of our CRM. We're not gonna be calling you back.
Facts. Like, what are we doing? Guy's just a big dumb idiot.
He said for the last time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, like, how many times do you think before this recording started, this guy was like, "No, what is your greatest weakness?" Like, no.
This guy's been doing it for the past 30 minutes, and this guy's just fed up. He's like, we can't keep letting this guy get away with this.
I hope this is a skit, and I hope no one actually tried this in an interview.
Yeah, because you're not doing well if you did. Just know that.
Do people forget that Jordan Belfort actually went to jail because he was a scumbag? Like,
Yeah.
his
I think
whole
they do forget that.
Okay. Well,
Unfortunately.
not gonna say it wasn't a great movie and it wasn't a great ride, but if you're thinking this is how you're gonna get a job at like this local accounting firm,
It might not work out that way.
yeah. And then telling the guy, "I'm gonna be your boss and I'm gonna fire
I'm
you."
gonna fire you. That's way to that's real smart right there.
I think the only further way we could get down this rabbit hole is okay. You let to make this even worse for you. You could say you're gonna fire him before Christmas. You were gonna fire him on his birthday. Like
Yeah.
you want to say you were also gonna sleep with his wife. We could throw
How
that in there
many
too.
other ways are you gonna be just a dick, basically?
Yeah, I'm not gonna show up on time. I'm actually gonna take your parking spot. I'm gonna piss in your
Yeah.
coffee mug.
I'm gonna
Uh,
beat your ass.
sure,
What else?
take your office. I'm gonna steal all of your pens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you copious amounts of spam. I mean,
Yeah. What else?
ooh, that's a good one. What else? How else could you make it more of a dick scumbag move?
I mean, I'm sure we can come up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna spill coffee all over your shirt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm gonna drink all your favorite coffee creamer.
Yeah. Did you already say I'm gonna steal your lunch
No,
out the
didn't I?
fridge? Yeah,
Didn't.
that's classic, and it's labeled too. You have
Yeah,
it labeled. Hey, this is Steve's lunch. Well, I'm stealing that shit anyway.
yeah. And then I'm walking into your office afterwards and I'm putting my feet up on your desk.
There you go.
That's
Just to top it off.
if anyone does that and they're still employed, I mean,
More power to you, I
lucky you.
guess.
That I
Oh,
just
here we go. This will be good.
yeah, let's listen to the
Over a
funeral.
call like that, to take the game.
For those of you who are not aware of what we've been talking about, this is Patrick Mahomes
Mahomes
talking
whining.
about he says the alleged offsides call that you can't make on Kadarius Toney.
To take the game into his hands over a call like that doesn't affect the play at all. Didn't affect anything. I mean, it's just tough, man. And like I said, man, that's a Hall of Fame tight end making a Hall of Fame play that won't be shown because we threw a flag for offensive offsides. And so it takes away from not only this game and this season, but from a legendary career that Travis has had. And I mean, that hurts me because I know how hard he works for it.
I'll tell you what, by that logic, Patrick, every single time a running back breaks a 90-yard touchdown and there's a holding call bringing it back, we should just not have the holding call because that's
Yeah,
going to
or like a
away
false start, like, it doesn't affect the play at all. Let's just let him just
yeah,
get an early start. Like, okay, like lining up offsides could give you an advantage. You're closer to the defense.
yeah,
Like, you get better timing because you can get downfield further than you typically
yeah.
would. Like, there are
Plus,
reasons for it. Now, I'm not saying Tony's definitely not smart enough to line up
yeah,
offsides to try and get an advantage. This guy's just a big dumb idiot out there who can't look left or right. So
yeah.
that's a whole different thing. But it's not like I just don't like it's a penalty. Like,
You
quit
have to
whining.
be able.
It's just so ironic now that like they were on the camp of like, well, it's only one call, like don't whine. It was an obvious holding in the Super Bowl, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna debate you and say it wasn't holding. Like by the definition of holding, he held
Yes,
his jersey.
of
But by
course.
the same logic, I could also say like, well, it's the spirit of the game. Like you shouldn't have.
Yeah, you can't
Like
take.
I'd
You
argue the
can't take
holding was
the ball.
less of a penalty than this. Like
Yeah,
this is a objective. Like is he offside? Is he not? The holding, it's like,
got a
yeah,
little
he held
touch.
him, but like kinda no. This is just like, are you offsides? Anything before the play happens, it's like either you do it or you don't. There is no in between.
Yeah,
Like either you're illegal motion or you're lining up too many men in the backfield or illegal for it's like it is or it isn't. There isn't like he kind of grabbed him but then let go, but then didn't really like there's none of that. So just like shut up.
see, and there's also an interesting part of this. If Tony's on the ball, like let's just say you don't have to. There's no penalties for lining up wrong. Then what the hell is the point of covering up a tight end anymore? Everyone's
Yeah.
eligible then because it doesn't matter how we line up. Like
Yeah.
you're in the NFL, you're a professional. Go MF Tony. Go get in his face. Be like, "Are you kidding me? What we don't pay you enough to line up correctly? Like I could go get some kid from down the street who's playing Pop Warner who could at least ask the
Yeah.
ref if he's lined up. Like,
Hey, am I good?
yeah,
Yeah.
they'll talk to you. They'll be like, no, back up, or yeah, like it's not. He
Yeah.
did not
Like
make an effort to talk to the ref. That's just so stupid.
it's crazy. I'm like, quit complaining, man. Like you're too good to like be yapping about something like this.
You're a two-time Super Bowl champ. What, two-time MVP? I think now.
Yeah,
Like,
I think 2-time. Yeah.
come on. We don't. You have a better career than this. You're the face of the NFL. I don't want to see this. This is beneath you. This is a regular season game. It's not like you lost in the playoffs. By the way, the Bills lost to you off a controversial call too.
Yeah.
If there's anyone who should be pissed, it should be the Cincinnati Bengals last year. They're
Yeah.
chasing your
The
guy.
late hit. Like.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I just
don't.
never like this because I don't mind like. It's just like with Mahomes, he is the number one referee yapper, like that, like complaining about
Yeah.
on the field, like, are you kidding me, ref? Like or like even when he'll slide and someone will not even hit him, it'll be like he's targeting me. Like he's the number one complainer in the whole world. So it's like kind of good to see it, like kind of just flip on him now.
Oh, 100%. I
Like,
think you could agree with me. He took over Brady's position because Brady was just always he would yell at an official.
Yeah.
Like, you should get a flag for that. And they're like, you know what?
nah, that's
You're right.
Brady. You're right, Tom.
That was defensive holding. You got it. Yeah.
We could never be mean to you, Tom.
No, you have 7 Super Bowls. Could never do that. You want to deflate your football style? Oh, great. Sounds good to me. Yeah, snack wrap again. I think I got this one earlier
Yeah.
today. Just loved it. This is the perfect one to end Twitter on.
Okay.
This is perfect. Okay. Lizzo
Big fat
announced
stooge.
support for Billie Eilish, saying, "I'd sit on your face" in a public tweet. Somebody post back, does that qualify as a death threat? I feel like it does.
I think so. Yeah, I'd say so. We can't have that, Lizzo.
I mean, do we
Don't
need to
sit on
come back?
anyone's face.
Seriously, it's a death threat. That's like from Billy Madison, where they said, the principal sat on some dude. It was supposed to be a bit, and he just couldn't breathe. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what Lizzo's gonna do. Let's just show this clip again so everybody can understand what is being threatened, I guess. This right here. That's Lizzo in the back
That's how big
of a
Lizzo is.
golf cart with Cardi B in the front. I don't even know who else. And 2 guys holding onto this thing.
And it's tipping it over.
She's the only one in the back. So, Liz, you can't threaten people like that, okay? You can't do it.
Crazy.
It's just
You can't be
Can't
making
have-
threats on people's lives like that.
no. That's a
bad.
perfect way to end Twitter. It's perfect.
Always a big fat stooge in there somewhere. And it feels
Oh.
like it's typically Lizzo.
It's been kind of a common thing, Lizzo.
I know. And it's not good.
No. We're not the ones who made it to where she's got to do this. I mean, she's the one getting out there,
I
sitting
know.
in the pocket.
Yeah.
Just
Fielding all this for us. Like, come on
Oh.
now. It's hard for her to hide from the limelight though. She's pretty big.
she
In
takes up
all sense of the word. Yeah. The light is gone at that point. It's like an
Well,
eclipse.
she got hungry. She thought it was a Nella wafer.
Oh
ate the
yeah.
Which is fucking
Facts. It's not good.
no. Be better, Lizzo. We don't want to do this, okay?
No, we
hate it.
you're making us do it, really.
Really.
Lose some weight. It's better for you. I promise.
Your joints will thank you.
Everyone will thank
Gatorade
you when you
commercial
don't die
was-
when you're 45 years old.
Yeah.
Like, might be nice. You can have a long, loving family.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We don't see you on My 600-Pound Life. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I never followed up with that lawsuit she had for firing a dancer because she was overweight.
Probably nothing happens with that. Like, how can you even? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna follow up on that.
Yeah. Well,
That'd be absurd. Can you
yeah,
imagine?
we'll bring that lawsuit up in the next episode.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got nothing else for people. You got anything else to cap this thing off?
I think I'm good. Oh, Shohei to the Dodgers. 700 million.
Right.
There you go.
Wide.
Breaking news. I mean, that broke a few days ago.
2 days ago.
So, I mean, 700 million's crazy, but hey. Got to do what you got to do. Shohei, man.
Some might say this is the second biggest news that was broke while the Navy and Army were away by the
There
Japanese.
you go.
Yep.
There you go. You heard it
There
here
you have
first. Yeah.
All right, folks, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know who you think is going to get that 6th seed and 7th seed in the NFC or
Oh,
even
yeah.
the AFC.
I know.
Again, if you're going to call us big dumb dipshits, let us know why. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't just, if I look in the
Give me a
comments,
reason.
you're a big dumb dipshit.
Give me a chance to defend myself at least. Okay? Let me at
And
least try.
if you're going to defend Patrick Mahomes on this call, just don't.
You're a big dumb dipshit.
I'm going to lose football credibility for you. Your
Yep.
IQ could be here and then you're immediately
Yeah.
down. So, all right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yep.